Hello and welcome. My name is Kristen Ramirez, and this is Overcoming Anxiety Roadmap. I'm so happy to have you here. And by you being here with me today, it tells me you are ready to start getting insight, awareness, and tools to ease your anxiety naturally. And right here, right now, is the perfect place to start. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you what makes anxiety worse. I will also be sharing two of my favorite self-care tools. I have included this for you in this roadmap because when you're looking at reducing your anxiety, it's not just a one lane thing. I want you to look at your life in a holistic way. So these two tools will be so effective to help you gain some balance in all areas of your life. The next thing I'm going to share with you today is my 5 tips to reduce anxiety naturally that you can start doing today. And last but not least, you will want to wait for the end because I'm going to be sharing an exclusive offer for you will not want to miss. If you haven't already downloaded your free Overcoming Anxiety Roadmap, I walk you through everything we're talking about right now. So if you are a visual person, if you are a visual learner, then I invite you to pause this and go print that document out and have it ready. So as we go through and work on this together, you have visual in front of you. So before we get started, I want to introduce myself. Again, my name is Kristen Ramirez. I'm a licensed professional counselor, a certified clinical anxiety treatment professional, and I am so passionate about helping people ease their anxiety naturally because not only do I personally have anxiety, my son has anxiety. With the tools I'm sharing with you today, I use these same tools to help my son reduce his own anxiety. So the coolest part about this is as you get insight and awareness to what anxiety really is, what's making it worse, and how to reduce anxiety naturally, these are tools and techniques that you can share with those you love. If you have someone else in your life that is struggling with anxiety, you can help give them some insight and awareness by sharing these tools. So I have a couple questions for you before we start. The first one is, do you make assumptions about what others are thinking or feeling about you? Would you say never, sometimes, often, or all the time? The next question, do you think others have the same perspective or values as you do? Never, sometimes, often, or all the time? The next, do you set unrealistic expectations on yourself? Never, sometimes, often, or all the time? Do you use should or must statements? And let me give you an example of what this would look like. I should have known. They must think blank of me. Do you catch yourself using these different terms in how you say things? Never, sometimes, often, or all the time? Do you use never or always statements? Now, what I mean by that is she never does this, or he always, if you're using these in your statements, is that never, sometimes, often, or all the time? Now, there's a reason I'm asking you these questions. I want you to have some understanding that our thoughts as human beings directly impact our emotions and our behaviors. So if you answered sometimes, often, or all the time to any of the questions that I just asked you, your thoughts may be increasing your anxiety. Have you ever thought about your thoughts contributing to your anxiety? And if you haven't, it's totally okay. That's why you're here. It's to learn and to get some insight. And I also want you to know on a personal level, the journey that I walk my students through and that I walk my clients through is a journey that I have personally walked myself. I have dealt with anxiety my whole life, not realizing it was anxiety. I thought my perfectionism, my people-pleasing tendencies were just innately a part of my personality until I learned they were unhealthy coping mechanisms that I had created because of the anxiety that I was experiencing. And moreover, I am a very sensitive person. There is a such thing as a highly sensitive person. It's not a diagnosis. However, it is a thing. So if you have ever heard you are too sensitive, then I connect with you on that. I resonate with you on that. I have been told that my whole life. Kristen, you're too sensitive. Well, guess what? There's a reason for that. Okay. So I hope today you gain some insight and awareness to where you currently are, what your anxiety looks like, and how you can make it better. So let me share with you what makes anxiety worse. Part of my job is to help guide you to uncover some deep-rooted things that you may have not known were there in the first place. So what I want to challenge you to do is remove judgment. And I want you to sit in a place of curiosity. So as I ask you these questions, take an honest inventory without judgment. I just want you to sit in a place of curiosity. Can you do that for me? Okay, so what makes anxiety worse? There are three things: safety behaviors, avoidant behaviors, and anxiety-provoking thoughts. So let's get into this first thing. What is a safety behavior? A safety behavior are behaviors that you engage in just in case. Now, this may help you feel safe in the moment, temporarily feel safe, yet by you doing these safety behaviors, you are actually preventing yourself from overcoming your anxiety. And this is something I dive deep into in what I'm going to share with you later. Okay, so hold tight, stay tuned. The second thing that's making anxiety worse for you, avoidant behaviors. These are behaviors you're engaging in that temporarily numb or ease your anxiety, yet they are increasing it over time. And the last thing that's making your anxiety worse is your anxiety-provoking thoughts. What are those? Okay. These are thoughts that you have daily that contribute to low mood and anxiousness that you may not even be aware of. And that is key, is understanding that the thoughts that you are having, generally, it is very normal for human beings to not realize that they can be triggering their own anxiety with the thoughts that they are allowing to be on repeat in their head. Next, we are talking about one of my favorite self-care tools, and this is called the Wheel of Life. And the reason why I call this a self-care tool is if you are not looking at various areas of your life and seeing how much emphasis and energy and priority you're putting in these different categories in life, your life may feel out of balance. Look within, be honest with yourself, get curious, remove the judgment, okay? And I want you to look at 8 areas in your life and I want you to rate them. The cool thing with this tool is once you fill it out from a place of curiosity and from a place of honesty, you can see the areas in your life where you may need to put more energy into. You can see the areas in your life that you may need to prioritize more. And by doing that, you may be easing your anxiety in itself just by creating more balance in your life. So use this tool, fill it out now, and then practice putting energy and focus in those areas that weren't rated very high, and then retake this. whether it's next week, next month, in a few months, and see how you've done. Because I want you to be able to recognize the own progress that you are making, because progress generally happens slowly, and it is normal for us to not see the progress we've made if we are not at the destination that we've set for ourselves. But it is so helpful and so encouraging to focus on the journey. I want you to focus on your journey and see the progress you've made. And you can do that by getting your own insight and awareness by filling out this form multiple times and then comparing them side by side to see how you've been doing. Okay, I hope that was helpful. The next tool I'm going to share with you is the self-care intention. This is very simple, yet so impactful and empowering. Let me walk you through this. So, the first thing I have listed on here is your daily affirmations. Okay, I want you to make it a priority to focus on how you're speaking to yourself, because how you speak to yourself has great impact in how you feel and also how you act. So the moment you start feeling like you are having so much negative talk, I want to give you a little trick. I want you to go through and find a picture of yourself as a young child. I want you to take that picture and I want you to put it on your mirror in your bathroom or a place in your house that you see often. Okay, I want you to put it on a mirror though. And every time you start getting in a negative spiral, a negative thought process about yourself, I want you to look at that picture. And I want you for a moment to recognize that you are saying those things to her. And use that as a technique to challenge yourself to start speaking more kindly to yourself, because ultimately you're talking to her. So I hope that's helpful. Okay. Now, the next thing, today I am grateful for what? Every day, I want you to practice on gratitude. I want you to focus on something you are thankful for. It can be big, it can be small. The intention of this is we can ease our anxiety when we switch how we're viewing things. And gratitude has been a very impactful tool that you can use to ease anxiety. So it really has to do with your perspective and how you're viewing things. So this may, if you've never done gratitude, if you've never done daily positive affirmations, this may be a little challenging at first. It may feel uncomfortable. I want you to know that's normal. And I want you to know that that is okay. You will get more comfortable the more you practice it. It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress. Okay. All right. Next, your top goals. After you've filled out the wheel of life and you're looking at different areas in your life, which areas in your life are you neglecting? Which areas in your life do you want to put more energy and emphasis in? Which areas in your life do you want to create more balance in? So I want you to start creating daily goals for yourself. These can be big, they can be small, but I invite you to start with small ones first. I want you to start with realistic, small, tangible goals first as you start working through this process, okay? The next thing is schedule. Now, for some of you, you may love schedules and love routine. So I invite you to get really, really detail oriented in this section, okay? If schedules and routines really increase your anxiety, then I invite you to have general schedule. I want you to look at what are your priorities in that day, and I want you to make time for them. I don't care if they're right at the designated time that you said. Rather than having everything designated by the exact time, maybe say morning, afternoon, and evening. What can you do in those time periods to help you hit the goals that you've written for yourself? Okay. Now, last but definitely not least, in this self-care intentions form, I have listed the ways in which you can naturally support your body. And when you support your body, you support your mind. So every single day, if you are really trying to get to a place of feeling more calm and content, you're tired of feeling overwhelmed, you're tired of feeling frustrated, you're tired of feeling unease, I want you to focus on these categories. 1, your water intake. Make sure you're drinking enough water. You take your body weight and you divide that by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you are recommended to be drinking a day. Okay? Sleep. 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day is what is recommended for an adult. So make sure you're getting adequate sleep. The part of your brain that activates anxiety is deactivated or less reactive when you have adequate sleep. Sleep is so important. So please don't skip that step. The next, exercise. Move your body. When you move your body, you allow your body to tell your brain to shut off the activation of your anxiety. It is so incredibly important to move your body 30 minutes a day. It does not have to be vigorous. You can go outside and go for a walk. That's what I do. And if you can incorporate your movement, your exercise while being outside, you are doing even better things for your mental health, because it has been scientifically shown that when we get direct sunlight, we get that vitamin D, we naturally increase our hormones in our body that help us stabilize our mood, that help us feel good. If you like to go hiking and you're around that, that will naturally calm your emotions too, because you get to experience aromatherapy while you're moving your body. Okay. Nutrition, that is the last thing that I will talk about in this section. What you feed your body, you are also feeding your mind. If you feed your body the nutrition it needs to operate optimally, your mind will operate optimally as well. So if you're struggling having a complete, balanced, whole food diet every single day, then I invite you to start taking some high quality supplements. That is what I do. And I can share with you my favorite supplements that I have found having the best impact in helping stabilize my mood. That's why I take them, is because of the mental health benefits that I get from them. Okay, so we've gone through the self-care intentions form in depth. The next thing we are going to talk about are the 5 ways you can naturally reduce anxiety. So the first one is sleep. I mentioned that, the impact sleep has in your overall wellness. This helps deactivate your stress response, having adequate sleep. Nutrition, you're giving your body the essential nutrition it needs. Okay, does this sound familiar? Didn't I just talk about this? That's why I had it in that self-care inventory, because you didn't know at the time, but I was actually giving you an introduction to these 5 ways. And that's why it's in the form. I make it easy. I make it simple for you. You have that one form that you fill out every single day, and you are already starting to do things that you know from a scientific perspective can decrease your anxiety naturally. Okay, we talked about movement. At least 30 minutes a day has been scientifically shown to lower the stress hormones and ease anxiousness. How powerful is that? So sometimes just putting forth the effort to do the things that you don't feel like doing, those can have the biggest impact. I mentioned spending time outside. Studies have shown that if you spend, or when you spend 20 to 30 minutes outside, you can reduce the levels of cortisol, which naturally lowers your stress response. Also, direct sunlight can release serotonin in the brain, which is your body's natural mood stabilizer. And the last thing, the 5th, and I feel the biggest impact that you can have in reducing your anxiety naturally is rewiring your anxious thoughts. Neuroscience has revealed that we can rewire our anxious brain and create new and healthy pathways to support healing and drastically reduce feelings of anxiety. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think that you can do these 5 things? Do you think that's realistic? Are you stuck on one maybe being more challenging than the other for you? Well, let me share with you this. If you answered yes to any of the questions that I asked you on that roadmap, remember what I said? If you answered sometimes, often, or all the time, you may have a thought that is increasing your anxiety. That's what we call anxiety-provoking thoughts. So if you answered yes, if you want to uncover what these thoughts are, these anxiety-provoking thoughts, if you want to feel more calm and content, you want to learn how to rewire your anxious brain, you want to learn effective, evidence-based techniques and tools to reduce your anxiety naturally and within minutes, I have an exclusive opportunity for you. Are you ready? I've put together an incredible resource for you. It is called Overcoming Anxiety Masterclass. And this is your ultimate blueprint to effectively reducing your anxiety naturally. Now, in this masterclass, I will teach you how to understand your anxiety and how to go from feeling anxious and overwhelmed to calm and content. I also teach you how to work through your anxiety-provoking thoughts, how to uncover them, and how to overcome them, how to rewrite them to thoughts that support the direction of what you want, thoughts that support calming, thoughts that support contentment, okay? So what you will get within this masterclass, first, you will get instant access. So once you purchase this, it is done and ready waiting for you. So if you leave this roadmap right now and you're like, yes, I loved what you shared, Kristen, give me more, I am ready, you will be able to do that right now. You'll have instant access. Next, you will have an exclusive workbook that is incredible, that walks you every step of the way in your healing journey. You also will unlock lifetime access at the lowest price. Right now, I have this masterclass available to you for $97. The retail value of this is $499. And I could charge that. However, I want this to be more available to the people that want it. And so I have lowered the price to $97. So if you are ready to invest in yourself, I invite you to do that today. If what you have been doing has not been working for you, that tells me that you may need more insight and awareness. You may need more techniques and tools to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. And I have created the ultimate blueprint to help you walk through that healing journey. I have included some testimonials that I invite you to read. These are from real students of mine that have taken my mental health workshops, and you can read exactly what their takeaways were as they worked through these workshops and masterclasses. I've also included frequently asked questions, so check out that section. And if you have a question that is not detailed on there, then I invite you to reach out to me. You can reply back to this email. You can text me at the number that I have available to you, and I would be happy to answer any questions or any concerns you have. If you have anxious thoughts you want to change, if you don't want to take medication, you want to be able to say no without feeling guilty, you want to feel in control of your emotions and your reactions, You want to quiet the racing thoughts that keep you up at night, and you want to feel more calm and content. I invite you to join Overcoming Anxiety Naturally Masterclass. This is the premier masterclass that will provide you the blueprint to effectively reducing anxiety naturally. So if you're ready to feel more calm and content, email or text me saying Anxiety Masterclass, and I will send you the direct link to get started today. If this was helpful, I would love to hear from you. Share with me your biggest takeaways and tag me on Instagram or Facebook at Kristen Ramirez LPC so I can see it. I hope this was of help for you. Thank you for being here, and I cannot wait to hear from you as you continue your journey to wellness and to reducing your anxiety naturally. Until next time.